Zahir sat in the silence of the pounding suns, alone at the roof of the terraces, hesitating and dreading the city beneath him, clenching at the intolerable chirps of some bastard avian pests. He mused over his and his love's intertwining, gently recalling the atomic details of her skins, the granulations of her voice, the undug humanity beneath her unkempt godliness. He missed her, though he enjoyed trashing the house and himself and his friends the trashiest last night, and giggled at the image of his brothers waking up with their dicks half asleep inside each other. But what then are these truths, all pretty but veiled under the hegemony of man's time and man's game, all wrapped by the Republic's archway showmanship? This lie, this collective delusion of waking life in man's city, these choices that pigeonhole the choicelessness of nature's paths. Patheticos, pathetic pathonos of the pulverizing papa. Piss-pondering, panhandling, pandering papas. Pthui. Fuck did he not want to lock flow with the walls of wailing warlords? Fuck did he care for the communal therapy and the lively sedations? Fuck did he care for the 1-2-3s and the regime of individuation aberration? Fuck did he care for the ticket line, the tax incline, the punch sheet time, and the corrupting brine? Fuck it. If only as easy as to join the sisters, or the creatures, or the islanders. He bashed his head into a Mizra cloud and swallowed his selfhood. He bleached his brains with Odex and walked robotized to the theater office, and took on the assault, and in his heart, somewhere on some island, cried in a mud pit for days. Indomitable darkness, steel dense, pulsating and raw. Jerusalem clouds, swirling songs of ancients. Dancing, all the dancers weaving, breathing. A reservoir of tits, a bed frame of bone, a nail too long and corridor wide. A seeping, seething, breathing, beaten backdrop of bending beacons bleak and breaking bed frame bones. A theater of hurling rocks. Red rivers, black livers, emerald glows, flames flinging, flailing foes. Syndicates of matriculating mothers, muttering, managing, mothering. Orphanhood potholes and simmering streets. Cavernous electric wombs. Pounding, compounding knobs, grease, nibbling, nimble fuck boys, bean, boom, bending. B-A-T-A-T-A. Ball busting, palm slipping, slap happers, hein, shindig, indigo, inigo, inwigo, welcome home. Die now. Platitudes of gratitude for the high hunter hinter ho. Licking the lights, licking, lending the lights, licks, licked, licking, licks. Licking licks, licking, licking licks. Boy, darn, damned and dancing. Kisses and thanks. No longer not longing. Longer no longer long. Long for longing, longing long. Leather and marble skin, feathers to the kin, blasted highlights coming in. Night blessings of the night blooming flower. The night is bright in starlight and moonlight. The nebulae strew the black breaks violet. The lilac cries, the green kinks contrast. The 7 all 11 and 13 and 9. The spiral rising loops and legions low and loved in beaten regions. Birds bend time when vultures, tiger, fish, felines, feline, fish, fishing. All coated and long and longing. All had and entered. All in a cinder of an ember member. Higher heights in the fur below. Melted now it runs, runny. It runs, it runs, it runs. I'd like to think I dreamt we were aliens together, albino sea dwellers in a bioluminescent Babylon, feral flying gazelles, perpetually mating sentient plasma swirling slow in the heart of a nebula's thunderstorm. Merely us playing across room existence and walk street and food eat and dance seek and nature place and sublime wonder and swimming swimming. Come in low in harmony, come in cloud, come and curl, come to the sinking of the morning call, come fall apart, come and take all. Bliss night rider of feathered horse, bliss to the piper at the calling dawn, bliss in the blizzard of a thick mirage, bliss black bone catching water catching stone, catching water catching stone, rumbling bass drum of the dawn, blooming flower in a shower of a purple drone, shouting teardrops, shouting sweaty through a megaphone, coming slow, coming broken, coming all alone, come together to the closing of the morning call, sit together at the edge and almost fall, throw a limb to the trenches and surrender all, little saints catching fire in the night's withdrawal, laughing with the weather, endeavor to never, in a fortress of do and done, send and none, come and come, blasted, casted, banter, canter, basket, casket, aria, shimmer, tenor, blasted, gone, giving to the winking sun, gone, giving to the waking sun, death singing from an ocean floor, eggs hatching from an ancient whore, sent running through the curling cloud, sent ramming through the wrinkling cloud. Remember that the beat drops when the heat rises. Laughter is yours, your idiot adores you, and comes calling in the night's withdrawal. In a patch of sun, I solemnly sit, as you read my words and take a shit, as window cleaners put their hands up and wave, to the birds coalescing in an airborne rave, and the lonely bond closely and the weak turn brave, and the saints rise in choir from their fleshly graves, and the whole world goes dancing at the foot of your feet, at the curve of your cheek, at the rims of your lids, at the rise of your bones, and sweating in labor, all build you a throne, our queen of the morn, our night blooming thorn, where flowers bloom rampant and the sun is born. We rise like the tide rises. Our eyelids swirl in a torrentious white light, and our palms fling upwards and grab at gravity like sails. As we move ourselves forward, the impotent matter of the burdensome world dissolves into granular resonances that resound like dying echoes and foster beneath the floor. Armchairs and watches, and hallways and software, and plastics and whiteboards and shoes, all cleared and dispersed by the air that surrounds you. Your strides are still the width of a stride, but your strides are the length of the bottomless world. Your nerves fractalize outwards into roots, with 7 senses outreaching towards hope's land of promise, towards the earthly ecstasy of counting things by touching them. You utter the image of a number like a shape, and you are drawn through the elevator shaft and the internal organs of a city not yet blessed into ruin. And all the gates before you swing open in self-condemnation. And an army of cats, black like your pupils, parade the streets as you all circle rounds, drifting with the mannerisms of instants, collecting each other above the brazen asphalt, melting into soil. And in the dawn's gloaming, impossible blue light, you find each other, eyelids concentric and combined. And you rise 17 wombs deep, blazing in plasmatic lilac fires. Waterfalls of tears falling like rain, dropping like seeds, and fornicating the earth, bearing secret endemic fruits that whisper and sing and scare off earthlings and things that need be no more in your world coming born. You are now free to dance in the open fields of inconsequence. You are now without judgment and spread upon all things, slathered like the yellow milk of a wolf's breasts upon the internal chambers of a weaning, becoming child. You congregate and combine. You are rife with ancient orgiastic trickery. You are the harbingers of heavenly architectures. You are the hands that turn the things that must into ruin. You are chaos incarnate spirit. You are fire-breathing dragons. You are the insubordinate masters chiseling away at continents to turn them into islands. You are the advent, the beginning. You necromance the billion cedars that sink to you from beneath your feet. A valley of fungi with crowns of light swirl an intersubjective active imagination. You are fed and fecund and ripe and blasting. You melt an emerald the size of a moon above a clearing at the center of the soul of the world. Here, in this circle where we rest breathing together, your hands collectively cup the oceans of hydromagnetic emerald soup, and we drink it together. And you are immense, and you are okay, and you are finally actually free.